Hey everyone, thank you for joining me today. I'm just taking a look at Josie, one of our most recent compost piles, and I'm going to take a look at her under the microscope, see how she's doing. She didn't complete the thermophilic process, so that's not good. But let's take a look, see how she's doing. I've been thinking about turning her into a vermicompost where the worms take over, because they will eat the pathogens. They'll take care of that population for the most part. But the thing that they cannot do is take care of processing weeds and seeds. So that's the benefit of thermophilic composting, is it takes care of weeds, seeds, and most of the pathogens because they just cannot survive the temperatures that we're doing. So let's take a look. Okay, let's go. Let's look at Josie. Oh, here we got a nematode. They're pretty active, or, a lot of times they're pretty active. So if we can focus in on it, we can see what kind it is. And if you look almost halfway down its body, you can kind of make out a T shape, and that indicates that this is a bacterial feeder. Bacterial feeders, obviously, they feed on bacteria. There's also root feeders, which will devour the roots of your plants, which you don't want. Besides bacterial feeders, there's also fungal feeders. And, oh, look here, we got a rotifer. I saw one of these recently, but I didn't know what it was because it was this like blob, but it was moving. There were parts inside of it moving, and so I asked Google Lens what it was, and it said that it was likely an inverted rotifer. So apparently rotifers can like turn themselves inside out, and I don't know what the purpose of that is. Should do more research on that. But it was interesting. Okay, now we got another nematode here. And some of them are pretty active, and some of them are just kind of, you can catch them just chilling out. One time oh look, there's the T. So that's another bacterial feeder. And it looks like it's stuck to this like soil aggregate / organic matter. So I'm kind of wondering if there might be a nematode trapping fungus that's in with all of that. Just like we're familiar with the food chain above ground, the predator prey, the same thing is happening in the soil. As populations of different organisms grow, whether it's bacteria or nematodes, protozoa, amoebae, as their populations grow, they start to run out of enough food to support the entire population. And also predators, higher level organisms, come in and they feed on them. Just like, when there's like a large population of, say, sheep, and then, coyotes or wolves or a predator moves in and starts culling back that population because they're feeding on them, they're benefiting from, the large population, and it's helping their population to then grow. So it's the same thing below ground. The specific thing that microorganisms are doing is they are breaking down organic matter, they're breaking down minerals and nutrients, and they make them plant available. And while they're doing that, their bodies are taking in more nutrients than they need, that they're able to hold on to. And so they poop out the excess nutrients, and that's how they become plant available. Oh, look here. Some testate amoebae. 2 different sizes. So you can see that this testate, there's like this shell, which the amoebae, which is inside that darker part, that actually builds itself, the testate, a little shell. And you can see down towards the bottom that there's an opening. And so that testate will come out and it will feed on the bacteria that's around it. And there's different sizes, different shapes. It's all part of the soil food web. Seeing lots of bacteria dancing around it, all those little black dots. Those are different sizes and shapes of bacteria. There's quite a few testate amoebae here. Get in a little closer. Oh, wow. So there's a depth of field between a slide and the cover slip that you put the sample, you know, like a drop of the soil sample that's been diluted with water. And so you have to go through the different fields of depth because different organisms will be floating or sinking to different depths. But here we can see these testate amoebae. Uh-oh. Yeah, that... Would you call that a snake or a corkscrew? Okay, now here we can see these double testate amoebae. That's called binary fission. And wow, there's a lot of them. So this is when the testate amoebae have enough to feed on and they're reproducing. And so they're basically dividing into 2. So they'll build a new testate and they'll divide in 2 so that the populations double. And so it's pretty amazing. I mean, look at all these. 1, 2, 3. How many do you see? 4. I see at least 4 sets that are reproducing. Wow, there was some more right there. All right, here I'm seeing the big brown circle, which I'm guessing is a fungal spore. Could be a Arcilla amoebae, but it doesn't look like a clear plug there. That could just be some other fungus or bacteria and such on top of it. And then I'm seeing this line just kind of below it and to the left. So I'm wondering, is that lactobacillus or maybe actinobacteria? If you know, leave your thoughts down in the comments. I would appreciate it. So now I'm wondering how many of you have noticed that there is something in this field of view that seems to be moving of its own volition. And I don't see any pseudopods, which are like little feet that help a naked amoeba move. I'm curious if this is being moved by Brownian motion, which is just, you know, the liquid kind of moving around under the cover slip. Could be an indicator that somewhere under the between the cover slip and the slide that it's drying out. But I don't know, this to me looks like it's moving on its own. What do you think? I just want to keep watching it for a minute and see where it goes. I wonder if it's like heading towards anything in particular, or how it might interact if it comes across something else, you know, like this bit kind of in front of it coming up. There definitely looks like there's structure inside of it of some sort. Oh, now let's see how it interacts with this. Is that a test date between it? I think I see a little actinobacteria that's been floating over to the left. It's out of focus now, but caught a glimpse of it. Something zipping through there. Could be a ciliate. Oh, some more of those not so great guys. Seems to be a lot of those these days. Cinnamon agrees. I heard him. Did you hear him? Okay, little guy, where are you going? Seems now the bacteria is going along with it, so could be some Brownian motion happening now. But that thing's so big, maybe it's, you know, causing everything else to move. Pushing it forward. You know, there's some life forms that are meant to just keep pushing things forward. So maybe this is one of them. Uh-oh. I'd say that's a corkscrew. Yeah? Would you agree? I mean, let me know. Leave it down in the comments. That looks like a test date over there to the bottom left. Let me look through the microscope. Yeah. Yeah. More spirilla. Oh, seriously, where is this one going? Ooh, flagellates. You see their little flagellum sticking out at that one end? They're eating the bacteria around them. They're just going to town, having a big old buffet. Mm-hmm. And you could tell the difference between flagellates and ciliates because flagellates, they propel themselves as well as feed themselves with the use of their flagellum. These little, like that little that you can see sticking out. Yeah. And so that causes them to kind of bumble around. Whereas ciliates, they have little hairs or cilia that's all around their bodies. And so they're kind of like rowing crew boats where they can just glide through the water, the solution, you know, and get to where they're going. So ciliates tend to be straight shooters, zipping through, and flagellates like these here, they bumble around because they're being led by their flagellum. And to the right of the top flagellate looks like it might be a fungal spore that's maybe starting to bloom or grow a little bit. These guys are happy. I mean, they're just like, bacteria, buffet. Yeah. I mean, flagellates look like all different, they have all different shapes and number of flagellum. These are the ones that I see the most when I'm looking at like vibrant, diverse microorganisms in like healthy compost or soil. Unfortunately, when I've looked at you know, the soils of local growers, I love them. They're my people, and I feel the same struggle, which is that there's nutrients and, oh my goodness, what is this? What do you think? A flagellate? Looks like a bumbler to me. Swimming through, looking for food, moving things around, interacting with other organisms. Hey neighbor. Just going on his merry way. Let me just keep swimming, looking for food, looking for the things that are going to sustain me. Is there one purpose in life? It's beautiful to watch, actually. Moving things around, cycling nutrients, feeding its body, getting rid of what it doesn't need, and fertilizing the future. Making soil, building structure, releasing nutrients, working with plants to build their health, working with us to build our health. What do you think this is? Still looks like it's bumbling. Is that a ciliate? Drop it down in the comments if you think you know what that is. Twirl. Need some good dance music. See all the hairs around it. What do you think? Oh no, what do we got here? This looks like a little eye that's just like, hey, what's going on? What can I see over here? Let's get a closer look. Oh my god, that is so cute. Aww. Yeah, I love it. Looks like Zorro. Oh, it's a cute little eye that's just like having its little sword fight with bacteria. That is so cute. Oh, I love it. Uh-oh. I should go after those pathogens. Oh, yeah. Yeah, those little squiggly things. Ooh, and I just, ooh, look at that. You see that in the bottom? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Yeah, I think those are more the snake-shaped ones. So that would be a spirochete. And the corkscrew ones would be spirilla. Should look up what those can cause in humans. I get really nervous when I start seeing signs of pathogens. You know, I'm being really careful not to touch my hands to my face and make sure that I'm washing, especially if I touch any of the liquid of the sample. Yeah. Be cautious, you know, like be aware of if you were to have any open wounds on your hands, you know, maybe wear some gloves or something. But, you know, a good washing with warm water, soap, and some friction. Oh, who's this? Got something in tote behind it. See if it comes back. Oh yeah, there's another wiggler. There's lots of them in here. That's making me nervous. This compost definitely needs to be recomposted or encourage some worm action to take care of those pathogens. Now there's that little one again with something in tow. Maybe it's got a little suitcase for later, you know. Now see, is that those lines, the straight lines that aren't moving, well, other than floating, and I'm wondering if that is lactobacillus. And I'm seeing some zipping through there. Those are probably ciliates. Oh yeah. Lots of life moving around. And the more diversity of life, the more nutrient cycling is happening. Oh, now see to the left, kind of in the center of, but to the left-hand side, that's an Arcilla amoebae. And you can tell by that little plug that was at the top of it. Okay, now what do we have here? Potentially more lactobacillus or actinobacteria, maybe? Just a real thin, paper thin, or pencil thin like line would be a sign that it is actino. But yeah, I'm wondering if it's lactobacillus. We got here a couple more testate amoebae, again different sizes, and just below the small one to the left, that looks like it's a mineral. It's got some sharp edges on the left-hand side, so that suggests that that's a mineral. And you've got bacteria of different sizes. Big ones, little tiny ones. It's probably a ciliate that was just zipping through there. Now that may be some actinobacteria, those two filamentous things on the top left-hand side. Boy, that big testate sure looks full. It's got a slight yellowish green tinge, so that suggests that there's algae in this sample. I have been keeping it pretty wet because I am trying to encourage worms to take it over. So keep an eye on that. I definitely should be turning this pile. So if you want to come help sometime, you can find a list of upcoming events, including workshops, on the soildetective.org website. Now, what is this? That looks like a big claw or something. But it's not attached to anything, so I'm wondering maybe this is either part of a microorganism or maybe it is just a deceased microorganism like a rotifer or something. But look at that. Is that like jaws or a claw, or maybe it's just the way it got ripped apart from whatever it might have been attached to. But I'm seeing lots of bacteria inside of it or on it maybe. So that tells me that it's likely deceased, especially because it's not moving. I don't see any moving parts to it other than the bacteria. So I'm guessing that they're probably feeding on it, breaking it down. It's hard to tell if they're inside or if they're just on the surface. Whoa. It's a fast little mover here. Must have found something he likes to eat right there. Oh, that looks like a cilia for sure. Do you see all the cilia that's around its body? Let's see if we can catch it again. Oh my goodness. Now this is interesting. This here is something new to me. You know, I probably would have bypassed it a few days ago and just noted it as interesting, but not assumed that it's like any kind of life. I would have thought maybe it's a piece of another organism, but this in and of itself is an organism known as Lacrimaria, and it is a predator in the soil food web. And you know, the only reason why I know of it is because I was watching a colleague of mine mow on I Grow Soil, and he was doing a live stream and they kept talking about wanting to find Lacrimaria in their samples that they were looking at that day, but I don't think they ever found any in that particular stream. So anyway, so I had looked it up to see what it was that they were talking about, because obviously it meant something to them, and I saw a similar picture as what I'm seeing, what we're looking at right here. And so that's how I know what it is. It's a predator, and it has this distinct shape that reminds people, I guess, of a gooseneck, yeah, or a swan's neck. I don't know, it was one or the other. Ooh, now this is interesting. There is a lot of life moving around in this ball. Oh, I'm gonna guess that this is some sort of egg that is developing, preparing at some point to hatch out something. Got any guesses what might come out of it? I doubt we'll see it today, but, and you know, this sample's gonna be toast within like 5 minutes, so we're probably not gonna know what this is. But if you happen to have some idea of what this is, like an educated, yeah, I've seen this before, drop it down in the comments, because I'd love to hear your thoughts. We're all learning together, you know, like humans know so little of you know, all the diversity of life in soil. And so, you know, but we know enough. We're learning more and more every day. Not that we know enough, but we're learning more and more every day. And we're learning about what role they play in the soil food web and in creating soil and breaking down organic material, minerals and nutrients to make them plant available, controlling populations, you know, of all the different organisms, keeping one another in check. So when a population of one grows so big that it, you know, it can't sustain itself based on the available foods, then other organisms move in and start to consume and bring down that population, and then their population will rise, and then something else will come in and feed on that. And so it's just all a big soil food web. And it's things that are so tiny that we need a microscope to be able to see them, up to like the creepy crawlies that we see on the soil surfaces and going into soil. You know, that soil is their habitat, it's their home. 70% of organisms in soil live in that top organic layer. And so it's important that we protect them and ensure that their habitat doesn't get overheated or, you know, exposed to like flooding waters that are, gonna change the structure of the soil. So we can really learn to work with the organisms to be able to farm the diversity that's needed to really help plants to thrive and get access to the minerals and the nutrients that are naturally occurring in sand, silt, and clay, but they're locked up and they're not plant available. It's these organisms that are making them plant available. We need this diversity. We need it in our soils, we need it in our plants, and we also need it in our gut, in our bodies, to help us process foods and, get those nutrients that are locked up and our bodies aren't able to extract them without the help of the beneficial organisms. So soil is so much more important than we've ever given it credit for. And unfortunately, it's disappearing fast on the planet. We've degraded our soil so bad because we didn't understand how it functions and the life that's contained in soil. And I'm so glad that you're looking at this amazing life, because it's the foundation of life. It's the keystone of life. I'm really glad that you were here today to experience this video. I hope it was helpful. If you find this content useful and you'd like to see more of it, consider becoming a member of the Soil Detective community. You can sign up at www.soildetective.org. There's a link in the description. And I hope that you do something today and every day to cultivate joy in your life. Until next time, take care.